So let's go to prism first. Today's going to be prism and cylinder. And when we talk volume, surface area, lateral area, that was all on the outside, right? Well, now literally it's time to jump inside. All right, go inside, and the area inside a figure is the volume. So go back to your formula sheet. Somebody give me the volume of a prism right now. Volume of a prism. .22 volume of a prism. You have a formula sheet. It's the last page of the packet. Yeah, everyone laugh. He's still in the game. All right? You let him stay. Congratulations. Last page.
Volume of a what?
Prism.
Is it base times height?
All right, I'm just going to put capital B, H. And I want to make very clear what each piece means, because, yeah, it's easy to say base and height, but that capital B we discussed in surface and lateral area. What's that capital B stand for? Just don't tell me base either. I need more than that. I need more. 9, area of the base. So whatever shape the base is in, you find the area of it. And notice it doesn't have a 2 with it, even though there's 2 bases in a prism. Just find the area of one of them. And then H, if I called on someone, yeah, I get it. It's height. But guys, we've had a ton of heights here. What are we talking about? It's the height of the prism. Nothing else. The height of the prism. All right, go back to your formula sheet. Cylinder. It's still BH, but with a little more detail. And I think you understand why. 2 per cylinder, volume of a cylinder.
It is pi r squared h. Yeah.
Pi r squared, that's B, isn't it? Because what shape is the base? That's capital B. And then here's the H times the height of the cylinder. All good. The reference sheet's right there. You'll get it next Friday, too. No reason to get those wrong. All right, let's go to our first one. What is that, by the way? What is that, number 1? What's that figure? 7, what is that? Triangular prism. Volume equals BH. All right, I'm always going to do this. I don't care if you do or not. I don't like shoving a bunch of numbers in here and not knowing, wait, which one goes to B, which one goes to H? So off to the side every time, I'm always going to calculate capital B on its own, and then I'll plug it back into the formula. We just said it was a triangular prism, so that tells me the base must be a triangle. So capital B is going to be 1/2 base times height. I need to find the area of that triangle. Ooh, it is a right triangle, isn't it? We've always talked base and height of a right triangle. 19, what are the base and height of this right triangle? Not here, thank you. 1. 6, base and height. It's the 2 legs. No need to do Pythag here. Legs equal base and height of a right triangle. So that ends up being 60. So there's big B. Big B is 60. And now how about the height of this prism? No one really took it seriously every time I said it, but it will come into play today. The height of a prism. Distance between the bases. The edge that connects the bases. What's the edge that connects the base here? How long is it? 3? 8 units or 8 meters. So I'm looking at a volume of 480, and I saw a lot of you on your quiz yesterday like to do units. Watch out here now. Meters or volume now. Cubed. Anytime I see cubic units, I know it's volume. All right, I know it's volume. And this is why I think the second half is pretty tough. I'm not spending any more time on figures. Now it's in the word problems. Okay, great. You can find the volume of a figure. Now do something with it. Here you go. Rectangular pool. There's the volume. 1080. Ratio of 10 to 4 to 1. They're 3 length, width, and depth. What's the meters in each dimension? Woo. All right. It's now May 18th. How many times have we seen numbers in a ratio? A ton. So what are we always doing when I see those numbers in a ratio? Because I know I'm going to need them in an equation. 24. If I see numbers in a ratio, automatically.
Oh, 10x plus 4x plus x.
Awkward silence, but we got it. 10x, 4x, and x, right? We put x's with them, so we were about to use them in the equation. This is a prism, rectangular pool, right? So we can start out with BH. What's the shape of the base, though? 25, what's the shape of the base? Rectangle, length times width. So capital B will be length times width, and then the height. Some of you are probably familiar with that, right? Length times width times height. All right, 1080 equals, here we go, 10x times 4x times x. We're all good there. Now look, I have to, most of you gladly, some of you I'll miss, but send you to Algebra 2 next year. All right, I got to get you prepared for something, so whoever you have next year, maybe Mr. Scheid, maybe Mrs. Lynch, isn't shocked that you don't know how to do a little bit of algebra coming from geometry. So I don't want you to embarrass me. 10x times 4x times x. This might make me cringe. It's not 15x. We're not adding. We're multiplying. Take a shot at it. Sure. Take a shot at it quick. 27. There we go. 10 times 4 times 1 is the 40. I got 3 of them. Multiplying, I get x cubed. Nice. Nice. Ooh, it doesn't end there. What's next now to get x by itself? You cannot. Don't try to pull this business. Only when the variable's by itself. What do you think we do next here? Oh, 20. Thank you. Divide both sides by the 40. Yeah. So we have x cubed equal to 27, right? Now, if that was x squared, I'd went, square root. Yep, but now it's cubed. I think I maybe went over this once, so I wouldn't expect you to remember. You don't take the square root, cube roots, both sides. And just a reminder where that is on your calculator, right under the math button on the left-hand side right here. You see choice 4, there's your cube root. There's your cube root. All right, so what do we end up here? X, not in that color. What do you have the value of x to be here? 14. 3. X equals 3. I'd love to move on, but I didn't answer the question at all. What are the dimensions of this pool? Dimensions. So I need to plug my 3 back in to my ratio. All right, plug it back in. What are my dimensions here? 22.
30.
Yep. By?
12.
By?
12 by 3.
There you go. All good. All right, what do you say we help out Jed in his generator? This is a type of problem where I need you to be. Okay, this is the type of problem we're going to be dealing with in the second half of the unit. All right, there's the generator. It's a rectangular prism. Hey, 2 hours on 1 liter of gas. All right, how many hours is this bad boy going to run? And I gave you a little conversion here. All right, whoa. I always want to talk about this first. We just finished surface area, and we're doing volume now. How do you know this is a volume problem? Maybe I just threw this in here to keep you on your toes and it's actually surface area. How do I know this is volume? What's that? Okay, number one is I'm not slathering the generator on the outside with gas. Okay, I'm filling it up on the inside. Even if we didn't recognize that, because maybe you thought maybe you could slap some gas around the outside. Anything else in the problem signify volume? Leisha?
Like the length of the is. I mean,
Well, I could still find surface area using that, right?
That is.
Anybody see the conversion?
That's just these.
It does say liters, but that doesn't tell me volume.
It says centimeters cubed.
There you go. That tells me the volume, right? God, Pedro, just be quiet. When you have a thought, forget it. All right. So yes, this is going to be a volume one. So first thing I need to do, hey, what is the volume of the generator? Just like our rectangular pool, length times width times height. 15 times 20 times 10. So the volume's going to be 3,000 cubic centimeters. But we're talking liters here now. And just get used to this. There's a ton of this in this second half of the unit. Conversions. I need to take my 3,000 cubic centimeters and transfer that to liters. If you don't know what to do with this 1,000, multiply or divide. What did I suggest last unit if you don't know what to do with it? Yeah, hey, this one's even easier. Just take the conversion you're given. There it is, 1 liter. And now make a proportion out of it. And just make sure the units stay right on top of each other. And cross multiply. How many liters in this generator can I put in? How many liters? 17! 3 liters. Now how many hours can it run? Take it next level now. How many hours is this bad boy going to run? Next level. 28?
6.
Is that a question or?
6.
6. There you go. 2 hours for every liter. I got 3 of them. 6 hours total. Woo! There you go, kids. Any questions with Jed? All right, let's go cylinder. You got it. Haven't seen our boy come up lately, huh? It's been a couple days. That's sad. What's the volume of this cylinder? Remind me again, it's on your formula sheet if you forgot. 18, volume of a cylinder.
pi r squared.
Thank you. How about the radius of this cylinder? Radius, 7. 5, yep, half a 10. Squared, height's already given. 7, pay attention to the directions. Leave your answer in terms of pi. We are going pretty quick here. This is a basic one. Again, I do basically one of each figure, a basic problem, and then we get right back to the word problems. All right, what do you got in terms of pi? Volume of this bad boy, 2.
The volume is 175 pi.
Oh, all right, we good? What, Will?
Can I go to bed?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yep. We'll just start a running list here, wait list. 5, thermos. Anybody still bring one of those bad boys to school? No? All right, yeah. Anybody elementary school? Did you have the lunchbox with the matching thermos? Yeah, those were good. Yeah, old school. Oh, look ahead, Dan. There we go. Hold that up with pride. What was in that bad boy today?
Ravioli.
Whoa, beef or cheese?
Cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah.
Any sauce with that?
Marinara sauce.
Of course. Yeah. Nice. How many did you put down?
All of it.
How many ravioli were there?
Probably like 20.
You got-
Oh, wait. No, tortellini. That's what it was.
Okay. Now we're good. All right. I got it. Thank you, Dan. Nice little thermos. We're glad that anybody busted out one when they did this problem. All right. Well, I guess maybe next year I should change it to we're filling it with ravioli. All right. But now we're filling it with coffee. All right, thermos, shape of a cylinder. We're gonna fill it. Not just fill the. We're not gonna fill the whole thing. We're filling it 1 inch from the top, right? And it's got a radius of 2.5 and a height of 12. Find the volume of the coffee. Now, hopefully you guys don't turn into the student I had a couple years ago that right away hand went up. Yeah, what do you need? You didn't give us the volume of coffee. Volume of coffee formula. Okay, I don't know if we really wanted to be here then. There was just dead silence, awkward silence. I didn't know what to say because I didn't want to joke around because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but hopefully somebody's not thinking, what's the volume of coffee here? We put the coffee in and it takes what shape? The cylinder, yes. So it's still pi r squared times the height. Poor girl. Radius 2.5, but you just got to watch yourself. What are we plugging in for the height now? We're doing the coffee, not the thermos. 11. 11. I totally forgot about that until everyone was like, oh! Yeah. How much coffee is in here?
Oh wow, 215.98.
Okay.
Big eraser.
All good? Questions?
Big eraser. No.
I forgot to square the 2.5.
All right. Now another conversion problem. We got a barrel full of oil. I want to know how many gallons are in there, but the barrel is in inches. And I give you, well, let me ask this before. I go right to volume and I don't ask you guys. How do I know it's volume? There we go, right there, the conversion. 231 cubic inches in a gallon. So let's find the volume of this barrel. It's a cylinder. And don't get, I don't know if anybody's getting a little weirded out by right circular. That just means it's standing perpendicular to the ground. That's it. It's not slanted. All right, what's the radius of this barrel? Radius 25?
It's 11.25.
11.25 squared. The height's already given. Zip it. Jeez. 33.5. Is this my final answer? Is this volume going to be the number of gallons I have? No. And we still not learning it from the quiz yet. Don't round it. Don't round it. It could affect your final answer. Here you go. That's how many cubic inches are there. Now I need to know how many gallons. If you don't know what to do with the 231 in the problem, we've talked at length. All right. Make a proportion out of it. 231 cubic inches in 1 gallon. Make a proportion. Cubic inches go underneath cubic inches. How many gallons am I looking at? And we're going nearest 10th. Yep. How many gallons of oil in this big barrel? 23? 57.7. All good? All right, 7. What is this figure in number 7? What is this thing? 13, what is this? I'll take it's fine, yeah. And then what was hexagonal? Prism. There you go. It's a prism. That's really what I wanted to hear. Prism. So I know my volume is capital B H. If it's a hexagonal prism, the base must be a hexagon. Oh, how many times have we done this? Okay, here we go. Let's get it out. Here's my hexagon. Help me find the area of it, because that's going to be capital B. 6 inches. How do I find the area of that hexagon? Right, I draw on my 2 radii from the center. Have we got this memorized by now? What's that angle I just formed? 60, yep. Draw in the height, which bisects it, and the 6. 30, 60. Now I'm working with 3, not 6 down here. What's the height there across from the 60? What's the value of the height? 7? 3 radical 3. All right, so I got everything I need. Let's make sure we're good with what's going to go in for capital B. I draw in all those radii. How many triangles did I form? 6 of them. That's where that comes from. Now find the area of just this one. 1/2. And we're still getting this wrong. What am I going to use for the base? Not 3. We keep plugging in half. It's the base of the whole triangle here, which is times 6 times the height. 3 radical 3. There's capital B. All of that is the area of the base. So you can crunch it in your head, but leave it on your calculator. I wouldn't crunch it in your head. Do it on your calculator. Leave that decimal right there. I'm just going to do it in simplest radical form, 54 radical 3, I believe it is, if I did it in simplest radical form. But you can keep the decimal. And then what's the height of this prism? 18, what's the height? 8, yep. So go ahead, nearest hundredth when you're ready. 100th. 17.
748.25.
Good work. Whew. Okay, so the good news was you have all the formulas now in front of you. Can't get them wrong. Bad news, problems get a little bit tougher. I do have to convert units. Another piece of good news, these mashup problems that we used to do for surface area, and I'd always get on all of you and say, darn it, you cannot count what's covered up. Well, now we're going inside. Who cares what's covered up, right? So you do not have to worry about what's covered up when you do a problem like number 9. It's just a half cylinder and a rectangular prism. Add them up, you're done. Okay, because we're filling up inside, you do not have to worry about what's covered up anymore. Before you get to 9, you got to do 8. I don't think I gave you the volume of an L. That's a problem. Don't ask for it. Don't be that girl. Solution then? How can I figure the volume? I still got to find the volume. 21?
Wait.
I don't want the answer, Dan. Relax.
Yeah.
All I want to know is how. I don't have the volume of an L, so how can I find the volume of this thing then?
Break it up.
Break it up into 2 rectangular prisms, or 3 if you're getting nuts. I'm going to let you go. You and your group have 8 and 9. I'll put my work up here to see if it matches. If it does match, start on the 5 problems for tonight.
So annoying because I did the math and there's no
No, I'm gonna use online one. 76.
My brain like working. Luigi and Mario might be working. And then who's not game?
I think it's so close.
I like that. I like number 9 because now it's all right. Which number represents the height of that cylinder? Which Which number represents the height? Remember, it connects the bases.
Did you?
The edge that connects the bases is the height.
And it's 11 times 6 I didn't divide the answer by 2. What happens if I try to list this? I didn't.
I forgot to divide this.
15. Oh, but.
Oh gosh, you gotta take all these out. They're actually really